Get ready with me for work while I talk about the books that I want to read in October. So we are well and truly into the month of October. I think this is October the 11th. And so I have read a couple of the books I'm going to talk about, but we're going to pretend that we can time travel. I'm going to go back in time and actually preemptively show up for myself and do the things that I want to do. And one of those things was that I wanted to be more active on social media. So here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna go back in time and pretend that it's the beginning of the month and just make up for lost time. And I'm gonna talk to you about the books that I want to read in October while I get ready for work. So first of all, I try to read a thriller every month because I like thrillers. I enjoy thrillers, and I especially love, I don't really like reading thrillers physically, but I love listening to them on audiobook. I just feel like it's such a visceral experience. So I do that once a month because it is so much fun, and especially October is spooky season, so I want to listen to a thriller in October, and the one that I've chosen is The Only One Left by Riley Sager. This is a book about a girl who is a caregiver, and she has recently had something crazy happen in her life that has jeopardized her career, and so she is forced to take the only assignment she can get at this point, which is caring for this elderly murderer in her gothic mansion that is on a cliffside and slowly sinking into the ocean. As she's working there, a lot of things come to light, and she's thrown into this decades old mystery that she kind of has an obsession with solving. And it's a wild ride so far. The second book I want to talk about is I talked about The Only One Left. The second book I want to talk about is After the Forest. This book is an Owl Crate special edition of the book. It's about this girl, and she lives in this forest with her brother. It's striking me as like a Hansel and Gretel retelling, but there's this past story in it that is like a kind of a mix of Snow White and like the Snow White and Rose Red fairy tale. It's really cool so far. It's very involved. Like, it feels modern, but it feels fairy tale. But you wouldn't really classify it as an urban fantasy because they're not in an urban setting, so I don't really know what you would call this. It's giving cozy fantasy so far. She's kind of ostracized from her village because she is seen as a witch. She has red hair, and witches always have red hair in this world. And because of what happened with her and her brother, if you know the Hansel and Gretel fairy tale, they're giving us bits and pieces of it, but I'm thinking it's going to follow the same lines. Like, her and her brother got lost in the woods as kids. They were trapped in like a gingerbread house, and she's kind of seen as like the murderer of this sweet little old lady, but I'm pretty sure the old lady was trying to eat them and she was a witch. She has this book that talks to her, like this talking grimoire, and yeah, that's as far as I've gotten so far. I think there's going to be a love triangle because she met this handsome stranger in the woods, and her childhood friend just came back from fighting in the war. So that's happening. I'm on like chapter 6 or something. I'm not super far into this one, but I'm really enjoying it so far. The next book that I want to read in October is actually Filthy Rich Vampire. I'm reading this one on my Kindle slowly but surely. I actually started with it back in September. I didn't get very far, but when I can sit down and read this book, I really like it. It's just not, it's a fun ride like while I'm reading it. It's just not something that I think about picking up though. I'm still in the beginning of it though, so maybe that will change, but it's basically about this girl who is a struggling musician. She gets hired to play for this rich party that has these beautiful people, and these people are so beautiful because they are vampires. They are at this party trying to find mates, pretty much, and our main guy character doesn't want to marry ever. It's sort of giving Bridgerton. He's in like this high society vampire upper echelon, I guess, and so they always marry each other or marry witches. I'm not too terribly sure, but he doesn't want any parts of it, is the main deal. And so I think I read that they're gonna like fake date each other so that she can get his protection, because now she knows about vampires and that's a no-no for humans, and so that he can avoid having to marry someone. The next book that I'm really wanting to read in October is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This one also has vampires in it. It is an arranged marriage story between a vampire girl and a werewolf guy, and that's basically all I know about it. And I'm just excited to read it. It's giving Twilight, and that is, you can't go wrong with that with me. I'm a millennial. You can't go wrong with bringing back my like high school memories of the Twilight frenzy. Next, I want to read Foxglove, which is the continuation from Belladonna. It's by Adeline Grace. I did enjoy Belladonna, and I am looking forward to seeing what happens in this next installment of the story. This follows Signa, who can see death and is immune to death as far as I can tell, like at this point in her life. And death has basically always followed her, and they kind of develop this bond in the first book. So I am interested to see where that goes. Last book we were solving a murder mystery, and the twist at the end I just did not see coming at all. And so the last book, the first book actually, ends on a cliffhanger. And so and it looks like there's gonna be like another murder mystery in this one, with even higher stakes. So I am excited to see how that all shakes out. I love like book twos mostly in series because you have already met the characters, the world's been established, you kind of know the rules, and so they just feel more fun. And yeah, I can't wait to jump into that one and see what happens. I already have book 3, which I'm probably going to read either in November or December. And then the next book I'm going to talk about, I want to read 2 more books in October. This one is one that I've had on my physical TBR for a little bit. This one is from Target, as you can see by the ugly Target sticker down there on the bottom. Why do they do that? Gothicana by Runix, I think. And the only thing I know about this is like it's giving dark academia. I think she goes to a boarding school and she meets like this ancient vampire or ancient being or something. I don't really know, but it's a dark romance from what I can tell that's set in a boarding school or a college, something like that. But it's giving dark academia and it's giving all the fall vibes, and yeah, I'm excited to read it. I like stories like this in the fall time, and then these little like beginning chapter pages are just to die for. They're so cute. Then the last book that I want to read in the month of October is also a book 2 in a series. This is Killer Instinct, which is book 2 of the Natural series. The Natural series follows these teenagers who basically have these advanced natural abilities. Not like superpowers or anything, but like one girl is really good at telling lies and telling when someone else is lying. This other guy is really good at reading emotions. There's a girl that's really good at like numbers and puzzles. And then our main character, Cassie, is basically a natural profiler. Like she can get inside the mind of a criminal and predict what they're gonna do next, or who this criminal might be, who most likely committed this crime. And Cassie can do that, and there's another character, Dean, who can do the same thing. And from what I can tell from the back, this book is going to follow more of Dean's storyline. Dean's the son of a convicted serial killer who I think is being modeled after the BTK killer in real life. That's just like my assumption going from the back of the book and like the couple of chapters I've read so far, and just what I know of that true crime situation. But yeah, I'm excited to get back into this series. I love Cassie. I love Jennifer Lynn Barnes' writing. It reads so fast. I read book 1 in like 2 days because I just couldn't put it down. And the chapters are short, and her writing is so easy to read. And she is such an engaging writer. So I cannot wait to get back into that series. Don't even know which one of these books I want to read first. I'm so excited for my October reading. Let me know if you've read any of these books or what you thought of them, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.